everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So Merry Christmas or Merry Christmas Eve. I'm not entirely sure when this video is going to be going up, but right now I am filming this. It is Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas. And today's video is going to be just a festive get ready with me. I'm actually getting ready to go over to my mother-in-law's house. We're going to spend Christmas Eve with her. And then tomorrow we're actually going to spend some time with my family. So I'm really excited. So we're going to be playing around with some of my favorite products, and let's just get on into it. I actually picked this up yesterday at Marshall's, and hopefully you can see my lights. I feel like you can't even tell that they're on, but they are on. So anyways, but I did pick this up at Marshall's yesterday. I had gone there, I think just because, but I'm really glad that I ended up going because I ended up finding a few finishing touches for some of my Christmas gifts that I needed to get. But this is from Lawless. This is the Set the Stage Hydrating Priming Serum. So I don't know if this is still available. Hopefully it is. It definitely seems like a really, really nice, just hydrating moisturizer. But that's also like a primer. But it's definitely more of a serum texture, as you can see. My skin has been pretty dry as of recently, and it's because we have gotten a cold front. We were actually afraid that we were going to lose power. Luckily, all is good. I definitely don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, my colleagues and I, we were talking about it, and we were just like, please don't let us run out of power. And so far, so good, but it has been pretty chilly here. It's definitely been like in the 20s and the lower 30s, but I'm just kind of like fanning myself, but that feels really good. It's nice and hydrating. And I feel like it definitely gave my skin a little bit of a boost, but I haven't tried much from Lawless, so I was really excited to find this at Marshall's. All right, I do want to put a little bit of a lip oil on. This is more of a lip gloss, but I think it serves kind of both purposes. This is the NYX This Is Juice Gloss, and this is in the shade Pomegranate Clout. I just need a little bit of hydration on the lips. All right, so for foundation, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorites, and this is my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I do have the shade L3 Gobi. This is a little bit light for me, but I tend to make it work with my bronzer and whatnot. And then I'm going to be using my very dirty beauty blender. I seriously need to wash my sponges. I just haven't gotten around to doing it, which is awful. All right, so I'm looking pretty ghostly in my camera, but that's okay. And we're gonna go in with my Shop My Stash concealer. This is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. I do have two shades. I have 16 in Fair Light Neutral, and this one I kind of like to apply closer to my inner corner, and then I go in with my other one, which is in the shade 22 in Light Neutral, and I pretty much just apply this everywhere else. Okay, now let's go in with a cream bronzer. This is one of my favorites. This is my Milk Makeup cream bronzer in the shade Baked. And because this is a little bit older in my collection, I definitely don't want to apply it directly onto my skin. So I just get my brush and just start blending it onto my skin directly from the brush. And this is definitely, like, me using this and having this in my stash has definitely kind of opened my eyes that this is definitely kind of like a older cream bronzer formula, if you know what I mean. There have been so many cream bronzers that have come out recently, just within the last year or two. And it's definitely made me realize that there are just better formulas out there. I actually might declutter this just because it's obviously older in my collection, one, and two, just because it's definitely been topped within my collection by other cream bronzers in my collection. There's just, I might have applied too much. Yikes. There's just so many other good ones that I like. For instance, the Makeup Revolution new one that came out. I also really enjoy the LYS one, the Rare Beauty one, the NARS one. I mean, there are just so many good ones out there. All right, now we're gonna go in, believe it or not, with a new cream blush or a new liquid blush. I've never tried out this formula before. This is from Makeup Revolution. This is their Super Dewy Liquid Blush. And I did pick up this shade, Flushing For You, and it just seems like a perfect just liquid blush color. I mean, look at that beautiful color. It's so pretty. And of course, I'm going to be using my Fenty 125 face brush and dipping my brush into the blush, but I'm definitely stippling right here just to make sure it's not too pigmented, and then going in onto my cheeks with the brush. Hopefully this doesn't pick up my foundation. That would be so frustrating, but that's definitely my fault for trying a new blush on Christmas Eve, but I should be able to fix it if anything goes wrong. I'm pressing very lightly. I'm trying to be very mindful of the fact that this is a liquid, and because I don't want any lifting, I feel like there's something in my eye. Because I don't want any lifting, I'm trying to just press down really lightly, but that is so pretty. That's definitely what I was hoping for color-wise. And don't worry, I know this looks crazy, but once I add powder, it's going to completely blend in. So I really like that. Yeah, I love that. I think that looks so pretty. It's literally like my favorite color in blush. Like, oh my gosh, I'm in love already. Okay, now let's go in with powder because I just love this blush. Doesn't it match my velvet dress, which, by the way, I got at a thrift store. Like, are you freaking kidding me? $10, and it's just like this adorable red velvet dress. Okay, for powder, I am just obsessed. I cannot stop using this. This is my L'Oreal Hydra Perfecting Loose Powder, and I have the shade 916 Translucent. I just love this. This is so good, and I have Emily Noel to completely blame for this because I just feel like I can't use anything else. This just smooths down the skin so nicely, but it sets as well. But it almost makes your skin look airbrushed. And I love that I can still see that blush underneath. Okay, now for underneath the eyes, I'm just gonna tap out any creases, if any. And then I'm gonna use my Beauty Blender, like little pocket puff, and go in with that same powder. And just, that was a little bit too much. And just set underneath my eyes. This just really helps with making it look nice and smooth. And then we go in with like a bullet brush, like an under eye type brush, and just kind of blend away all of the excess powder. Going back to the brush that I had that liquid blush on, I'm just going to kind of run it over the cheeks once more. And that looks really good. And I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of bronzer. I picked this up again off of Emily Noel's recommendation. This isn't the shade that she recommends, but I still think it'll look really nice for my complexion. This is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer, and it's the shade 021 Sunlight. And when I swatched it, it seemed like a really decent shade for me. So let's try this. I just feel like I maybe need a little bit more bronzer. Ooh. I might have put on too much. That's okay. Just blend, blend, blend. Make it match. Blend it into the hairline. It's mainly because this foundation usually runs a little light for me. Okay, I think that looks really, really good. I love that blush so much, you guys. I'm not gonna shut up. Okay, and I also am really liking this bronzer so far. I think it looks really nice on my forehead. Okay, so now I'm super excited because I did pick up the new Rare Beauty highlight. You knew I was gonna pick this up, like no questions, right? However, let's see how this goes because I decided to pick this up from Sephora inside Kohl's. I do have one. It's a little bit of ways from me, but this was sold out everywhere else. So I decided to go with the shade Mesmerize because Enlightened looks like it was gonna be a little bit icy, I guess. And so first off, I'm kind of annoyed. I don't know if you can tell, but the writing is like a little bit faded. Like I don't understand why it looks like that. I'm sure it's supposed to be gold all throughout, but it looks a little bit faded. So I don't know what that's all about. But this is so beautiful. Like it looks so smooth in the pan. And I am just so excited to get this on my cheekbones. So, oh my gosh, like I have a feeling this is gonna be so pigmented. So again, this is the shade Mesmerize, and hopefully it'll work for my complexion. And I'm just trying to work it in. I mean, look at that glow already. Like, are you kidding me? Really trying to work it in, bring it onto the forehead. I love that look. I mean, you can see that. You can see that glow. Yeah, the shade Mesmerize works just fine for me. It might be a little bit dark, but nothing too crazy. So pretty. I feel like you can really see it right here, not so much right here. The lighting is always funky on this half of the screen, so I apologize, but I think that looks really pretty. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, eyeshadow primer, all of that off camera, and then we will move into the eye look. All right, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera. First off, for eye primer though, I did use my MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. And then for brows, I used my Persona Swipe Up Brow Gel. I do have the shade Brown. I think it's specifically Cool Brown. And then I used my Milani Weekend Brow Pen, and this one is in the shade Medium Brown, a little bit red toned for me, but I make it work. And then I put in a little bit of the Kosas Brow Pop Brow Pencil, and in this one I have this shade Medium Brown as well, just to kind of further define them. Really liking this combination. So now let's get into eyeshadow, and because of my dress, I really want to use my Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. I just have really fallen in love with Pat McGrath's eyeshadow formula, and I felt like no better time to use a Pat McGrath palette than for Christmas. I'm sorry I keep moving the camera, but here's what this palette looks like. I really want to use the red somehow. I'm a little bit intimidated, but I think I'm going to try to do it. So shall we? All right, and let me zoom y'all in some more. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this lighter brown shade right here and just start working this into the crease. This is a little bit darker than I would like to go for in my crease, but I basically just tap off the excess and just start blending it and building it up very lightly into the crease. And Pat's mattes are sometimes tricky to work with because they do feel a lot drier than what I would probably expect, especially from a luxury brand eyeshadow, but they tend to work for me. Like, I don't usually have much issue. But I also just do a lot of stamping, and I do that because I have hooded eyes, so they crease right in that fold, and I don't want any skipping. I also want to do a red lip, so maybe I shouldn't go so crazy on the eyes, but honestly, I don't really care. I make my own rules, right? That's what we do. We do what we want to do. I want to wear a red lip, I'm going to do it, and if I want to wear red on my eyes too, I'm going to do it. Oh, I feel like it's a little bit darker on this side, but not too much. Not a huge fan of that concealer. It's kind of making me look a little bit dry underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna get, just to kind of lighten up the eye a little bit, I'm gonna just get like a just translucent pressed powder. And this is just the one from Wet n Wild. And I'm just gonna kind of like treat this as if it was like a bone shade and just blend out all around those edges. I kind of want to go in with the plum, but I'm a little bit nervous because if it gets patchy. No, let's do it. I'm gonna go in with the plum shade. It's so stunning. And I love this brush, by the way. This is from Profusion. It's the ES3. It's the Pointed Crease Eyeshadow Brush. And I just feel like it kind of serves as like two brushes in one for me because it's pointed, so it's definitely going to target, oh man, it's definitely going to target the area that I want, but it's also fluffy, so it's going to also blend out at the same time. So really love this brush from Profusion. I find myself reaching for this one a lot. I bought Refer brushes and I never use them. I use the same two brushes every single time I do my eyeshadow, and it's pretty much this one and the discontinued BH Cosmetics blending brush. It was from that Nazanin Kavari brush set. Love that. But unfortunately it's not available, so I'm so sorry. So that is a super pigmented brown or purple, plum, what have you, but it looks really pretty. Now to make it even on the other side, that's the true magic. I feel like my skill gets worse when I go to this eye for some reason. Like I feel like I suddenly don't know how to blend or something. I feel like I hold my breath throughout this whole process. I don't know why. Do you guys do that? I feel like I'm not the only one. I can't be. All right, so I think that looks even. Okay. Now, how do I want to incorporate this red? I'm wondering if I should do the red all over the lid, but I'm honestly a little bit nervous to do that. But for sure, let's go in with my NYX glitter primer. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the red, and I'm gonna focus this more on, what a soft shade. It looks so pretty. I'm gonna focus this more on the center. Ooh, how pretty is that? Wow, so festive. Just kind of blending it into that crease shade. So pretty. Same thing on the other eye. All right, so pretty. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's a little bit more of like a rose gold shimmer, and just apply this basically like as an overlap shade. So in the inner corner, but also kind of overlapping it onto the red so that the red isn't so harsh. All right, now I'm going to my crease brush and just kind of meshing everything together real nicely. I don't want any harsh edges, of course. All right, I think that looks really pretty, a little bit different for me. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. This is my Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara. And then I might do a little bit to the lower lash line, we'll see. All right, now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's this real pretty kind of like white toppery shade, just with my pinky. And let's put this right in the tear duct. Oop, I brought that a little bit too low, but so pretty. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything on the lower lash line. I thought I was going to, but I'm not, only because I don't want my eyes to be more heavy or heavier, given the fact that I'm gonna put on a red lipstick. So I'm gonna go in with a classic, you guys. This is one that I picked up from Target yesterday. I just love this formula so much, and ultimately I trust this formula. Let me put on my glasses because I can't see. And ultimately I trust this formula. That's the thing. I would love to put on a liquid lipstick right now. I would love to basically just, you know, wear something that's maybe newer or something. Like I have the Gwen Stefani lip products, but I just trust this formula knowing that I'm gonna be out. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick, and I have the shade Super Red, and it's in the cream formula. And I think this will just be absolutely perfect. All right, and that is going to complete this festive holiday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whatever this is going to get uploaded makeup look. I really, really enjoy the eye look. Here you go, you can take a closer look at it. So, so pretty. And I love that this was inspired by my dress that I was totally not planning to pick up, but it worked out. I'm not gonna set my face right now, but definitely the one that I'm probably going to use is my ultimate favorite. Might as well just use it right now, right? This is my Makeup Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish Setting Spray. This is just such a good one. Highly recommend this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. For those of you, of course, that celebrate. If you don't, I hope that you're maybe off from work and you're enjoying your time off. But thank you guys so much for watching. Merry Christmas Eve, whenever this is uploaded. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you're staying warm, especially if you're in a colder climate. And I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.